Are you curious about the difference between freehold property and leasehold property in Malaysia? Well, we are going to cover it today. What's up everybody, it's Rina here and today we are going to discuss about land title in Malaysia. So there are actually two land title in Malaysia, which is freehold and leasehold. Not sure I have a copy of land title to show. This is how an original land title looks like. We all have birth certificate, right? So I would say this is actually a birth certificate for the property. So if you have the informations like property locations, size of the land, register date of the land with land office, and what you can or cannot do with the land property under here. So at the back of it, right, it will also stated who is the owner of the land or the property. And the other one is the floor plan of your land, which is this piece, how big it is. So you will be wonder, where is the freehold and leasehold stated? It is actually stated at the front page under these sections if it is a leasehold. So this, it will say that like what is the lease period and the expiry date for leasehold property. Where for freehold property, you actually won't have anything at these sections for this case because this is a freehold property. There's nothing here, but then it will state that selama-lamanya at these sections. Selama-lamanya means freehold. Freehold property means you have a perpetual ownership to the piece of land forever and ever. Leasehold means you have a temporary possessions of 30 to 99 years. Mostly in Malaysia is 99 years with additional cost to extend in future. There's one common between both of them, which is say one day our government want to take back the land for development like LRT, highway. Government still have the rights to take back the land regardless of freehold or leasehold with a reasonable compensations to the owner. A lot of people ask me, hey Subina, now a lot of lower price property is actually leasehold, and will it have any problem in future if I bought it, or it's better that I go for freehold? Let me quote you an example, right? Let's say your parents is having a freehold property in a ulu place like, Kedah or Perlis. Would you want to stay there? Yes, maybe, but most of us will say no, right? Because most of us would like to stay at the city, which offer much more career or business opportunity, also entertainment. If you look at capital appreciations of those outskirt property, even it is a freehold, you will notice the capital appreciations will be much more lower compared to a leasehold property at the city center. So why? You might say locations, contractor, background, layout, or even management. The answer is yes, but most important is for me is supply and demand. Because if the place is offer such variety amenities and convenient to the people, right? Hence, everyone would like to stay at that place. For me, I'm that kind of person as well. Hence, the demand of supply would be high. Yet the developer, when they build they plan the master plan, they build it, the unit is already fixed, the price fixed. So this will actually push price higher and higher. So is freehold good? Yes, of course, but it will be much more expensive when compared to leasehold property at the same locations. Easily approximately 30% more. If a leasehold property, let's say at the same locations, this is 1 million, right? Leasehold property is probably going to cost you about 700k, even they are side by side. So this would, eventually reduce your burden or your monthly commitment. So there are actually some people ask me why that piece of land is leasehold. This is because state government think that that piece of land is high potential for future development and they want to take it back at the future, so they state it as leasehold. So what happened when the lease expired? Of course, you don't wait until last minute when it expired, only go and extend. Engage the lawyer to extend the lease when it still have about 10-20 years left. the cost will really depends on the state government and is also vary for each stage lah. So there's another point that need to take note, which is restrictions on the transactions or transfer for leasehold, because the land is under government, so you will have to get government consent before transfer to inform the government that this property are going to change the owner. And this process usually will take about 3 months to get approval. Then you can only do a normal ownership transfer, which is another 6 months. So the entire process for leasehold is going to take about 6 months compared to a freehold property, which is only about 3 months. But if you are buying a new project, then basically there's no difference because newly built project, basically nowadays they will sell before they build. So it will be no impact to the owner. So next is how about the loan portions, right? So is it very hard to get a loans for leasehold property? I would say for new project is no, but if you talk about subsidies, like example, you left with 60 years, then the bank will have a little bit concern on that. So the loan margin probably would be lower. It's about 60 to 70% only. So this means that you will have to fork out more down payment to purchase this property. You will say, hey, Suena, you talk so much. So should I buy freehold or leasehold? For me, ultimately, it really depends on you buy it for your own stay or you buy it for investment. Definitely, leasehold, you will get higher ROI because of the price is lower. But when you come to rental, it is the same because rental is determined by that locations and regardless of freehold and leasehold. So basically, leasehold will generate you more ROI in terms of rental return. But freehold, if you compare at the same locations, it probably will be giving you more capital appreciations. And another thing to take note is also the demand or supply of that area. If that area you couldn't afford such a high price at that area, but you still like that area very much, then you probably can go for leasehold because leasehold will be much more affordable, and the chance of capital appreciations is there as well, even it is not as high as freehold, but then it is more affordable. So that will be the end of my sharing today. And I hope the information is able to help you understand a little bit on the freehold and leasehold, and also able to help you to do some investment decisions. And if you like my video, do remember to click subscribe and see you next time.